Hey guys, welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and how to live in sync with your body and your purpose. So let me ask you something. Have you ever followed a diet perfectly? Clean eating, healthy foods, exercise, but still feel bloated, foggy, tired, or just stuck? That was me. And today I'm going to share the missing link in most fitness and nutrition plans and why it's not your fault that nothing seems to work. Now, maybe there's some things you can do, but if you're trying everything under the sun and it's just not working, maybe we were both in the same boat. I did everything right. The clean foods, organic fruits and vegetables, lean proteins. I cut the processed foods. I worked out. I drank water. But I felt awful, and I was constantly bloated, inflamed, fatigued, and had mood swings. My skin was dry, and it was terrible, especially on my hands. And my brain, I was foggy. I couldn't think right. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't thriving when I was eating a very healthy diet. And the worst part, I started blaming myself. I was like, well, maybe I'm messing up. I thought maybe I just wasn't trying hard enough. Maybe I wasn't being clean enough, but deep down, I knew something was off. So what I discovered, it changed everything. It wasn't necessarily my willpower, it was my genes. And when I tested my DNA, I found out I had mutations in my detox and methylation pathways. And so I have some CBS mutations. If you look at the CBS gene, I have variants in that gene. And this makes me sensitive to the sulfur-rich foods like garlic, onion, broccoli, asparagus, eggs. And then we have the PON1 gene, and I had variants in there as well. It reduces my ability to detox the oxidized fats and pesticides, it's good that I was trying to do more clean eating, trying with the whole organic stuff. Then I had these other genes, the SOD1, SOD2, and SOD3, which also all had variants. And these lower my antioxidant defenses, meaning I build up inflammation fast. And with the other ones that I noticed is GSTP1 and EPHX1. My goodness, there's so many genes and they give them the most complicated words and letters and phrases and things mixed up together. What? Anyways, EPHX1. And these affect how I clear toxins, plastics, and chemicals from my environment. So the things that just get in. I made another video about needing to make sure you look at what you put, what's in your deodorant and your stuff that you put on your face, your cleaning products, all of that. Because if you're like me, your body may not be very efficient at clearing those things out. So here I was eating all these healthy foods, but my body couldn't handle them. At that time, that was tough. Between everything that I had going on with methylation and detox, I had a lot that my body was trying to take care of. So let me break this down because inflammation isn't just a buzzword. I had somebody ask me this week, what is inflammation? How do I, you hear people say it, oh, I just got chronic inflammation. I have inflammation. I got inflammation in my back. I got inflammation in my knee. Well, let's talk about it. In my case, inflammation felt like bloating, even after healthy meals, brain fog that made it hard to focus, mood swings I couldn't explain, cravings even when I was full, puffy skin or joint stiffness, which is what we're mostly associated with, and fatigue even after sleeping 8 hours. So if that sounds like you, it might be the food and it might be your body's response to the food. And this could really help a lot of people. So if you haven't already, subscribe and go ahead and send it to somebody. If you know of somebody who's dealing with chronic inflammation and they can't figure it out, maybe it's just how the body's responding to the food that they're eating. Because we try to eat so healthy and thinking that's going to fix everything. And we don't realize there's small foods inside of our healthy food program that some people just cannot process efficiently. So that's when I realized something. After learning all this stuff about my DNA, it's not about eating healthy. It's about eating right for your body. So you can eat all the broccoli and spinach in the world, but if your detox genes can't clear sulfur or oxalates, you're just adding fuel to the fire, just creating more problems. That was my struggle, was with needing to completely cut out onions and garlic. Cool, now I don't have what everybody talks about, onion breath, garlic breath going on, but so I don't have to deal with that. But it was difficult because I also know all of the health benefits associated with having onion and garlic in your diet. So I'm over here having a dilemma. If I cut this out, what's going to happen? But then I had to shift my focus from, if I'm going to cut this out, what could happen? Yes, I could replace that with supplements. I could replace it with other foods. Like the nutrients I get from onions and garlic, I can get from other foods. And what I should really be thinking about is, if I keep eating this, what is it going to do to my body? And that helped shift my focus away from, oh, I've got to cut out these healthy foods, and that's a bad thing, I can't cut them out, to, I need to cut these out, and I need to figure out how to get the same nutrients from other foods that my body can tolerate. So here's the thing. You might love smoothies, but if your mitochondria doesn't process fructose well, or your liver has trouble clearing toxins, you're bloating yourself with the superfoods. Personalized nutrition it's about understanding what your body can and can't handle, not just copying someone else's meal plan. All these nutritionists out here, they have a lot of knowledge on their subject. And that's what's helped me learn everything that I have so far about nutrition. But you have to recognize what works for you and do what works for your body. If your body cannot eat the high sulfur foods, don't force your body to try to process it, because it'll just create more problems. So once I understood my genes, I made this strategic changes. I reduced the sulfur-rich foods like garlic, onions, cruciferous veggies. I swapped ghee and coconut oil for beef tallow, which at this point, I just keep it very minimal on that too. Granted, our body needs fats. We need fats for proper brain health, proper hormone health, and also to be able to process other nutrients in our body, right? We need the fats, but you have to find fats that work for your body. I'll also add in some olive oil, but again, I keep that minimal as well, because my body doesn't like to process fats. So it just, again, that's another issue that my body deals with. So far though, beef tallow, no complications. And then I stopped pushing the spinach and the kale, because I used to eat a giant salad, no joke. I had a bowl that was probably like, I don't know, it was huge. I would have a salad for dinner every night. I'd put all the vegetables I could find. I would make it taste amazing and delicious. I stopped doing that, and I focused on low oxalate, low sulfur vegetables. And I used targeted supplements to support my detox pathways, like magnesium, glycine, and taurine. Take those every day, and I'm feeling a lot better. And I also started listening to how my body felt after meals. Instead of forcing what I thought was healthy, I started logging every time I ate something. I started learning, this food item, I have this response to. This food item, I have this response to. And I kept logging, just giving myself data to analyze until I could figure out exactly what was going on. And the result, less bloating, clearer skin, more energy, balanced mood, my body composition changed. And for the first time in years, I felt peaceful inside of my body. And I noticed when I deviate, I start having bloating. My skin starts breaking out. I lose energy. I feel awful. I start feeling anxiety over nothing. And I'm like, dude, what happened? What did I do? I ate something I shouldn't have eaten. So ask yourself the question now. Do I feel worse after eating clean? Do I bloat, itch, get brain fog, or crash after healthy meals? Even dry skin. Do I get dry skin? Do I feel like my body fights me no matter what I eat? If so, maybe it's time to stop blaming your effort and start exploring your biology. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're definitely not failing. You haven't had the full picture yet. And there's so much more to how each individual body works than what we've been taught over the past lifetime. when you look at your own personal DNA, that is the blueprint of how your body works. You look at that blueprint and it says, I function well on this food. I function well on this type of exercise. I might need help with hormone health over here. I might need this extra nutrient in my diet. It will tell you. You just look at your DNA. It will give you all that information. It's like an owner's manual, literally. So look at your DNA and find what you need. This is why I eat differently than other people, and why you should too. Not because it's trendy. I tried that. I tried all the trendy diets, but eat specifically for your body because your body deserves to be understood. You want to live a long, healthy life, you have to listen to your body. So if this made you feel seen, finally, someone gets it. Hit that button, subscribe. In my next video, I'm going to break down why carbs used to make me bloat and cramp and how I stopped it without having to completely give them up. Until next time, remember, you are fashioned by grace and set apart for a reason. Don't settle for one-size-fits-all health, and I'll see you soon in the next one.